except BTN link, which will look like a hyperlink text, not a button. All right. So on the basis of color, like if you want to use red button for a normal task, you can go for BTN danger class. All right. But by default, as I said, these classes will give you only difference in the color as per the designing is concerned. So let's see how to implement buttons in Bootstrap CSS classes.
So on the basis of the appearance of the buttons, let's start customizing the appearance. So as we did in the text, like we classified the different text colors on the basis of the primary, success, info, warning, danger. Similarly, here in the case of buttons also, we have the same things. So first of all, we will have to start with the class BTN. So if you are not even using a button, if you are using any hyperlink also, you can make the look of that hyperlink as a button. And once it is set as button, you can just set like how you want your button to be displayed. So as I said, it's just the matter of color. It will change the default color of the particular button. So when I execute this, here you can see it is the default button. This one is primary button, success button, info button, warning button, danger button. And here, since it is a button also, but it is looking like a hyperlink. All right. So these are the different classes which you can use for customizing the appearances of the button. Now let's discuss more about the size of each buttons that we have. So for changing the size, what I'll do, I will just add few more classes right after, like BT and LG for making your button larger than the normal one. Similarly, BT and LG again for the primary. So these two buttons, the first two buttons will be much bigger than the default size. Similarly, the next two buttons, that is for success and info, they will be smaller in size, as here I have used BT and SM. So it will be smaller than the default size of the button. And similarly, right after that, what I have used a class BTN block for the warning button. So BTN block means it will contain the complete width of the window. If you will put that inside any TD or TR, so whatever the available length is there, it will occupy the complete width of the current window. And nothing, no changes for the last two, that is for danger and link. So they will appear in the default size, so you can compare them with the others. So as here you can see, these are the larger buttons, these are the smaller buttons, and these are the normal size button. And here in between, this warning button is the block. All right. In case if you want to disable any, you can do that as well. So for doing that, what you can do, let me disable this warning button. So I will just add one more class. So when I'll do, you see now it is changed and now it will be disabled. If you will do any operation on this click, nothing will take place. Apart from that, you can also disable a button by using the attribute called disabled is equal to disabled. So when I'll save it, I'll come here and refresh. You see, it will also disable the danger button. So this is how you can start working with the buttons in the Bootstrap. As I said that if you will take any anchor tag as well, let me use it once. So like href is equal to like for the current page. All right. And here I will use a class btn space btn primary. All right. And this is hyperlink. So let's come here and refresh. So here you can see this is an hyperlink but looking like a button, since I have decorated that with this btn class. Apart from that, I have used btn primary, so it is looking like a primary button as we have seen earlier. So these are the things which you can use from Bootstrap to decorate your page with different kind of buttons.
Now, let's discuss about list groups in Bootstrap. Basically, in HTML, we do have the ordered and unordered list to show the content in a list. But if you want to show the list for some customized or maybe complex types, you can go for the list groups in Bootstrap. So let's see what all classes are available here and how we can use them for making a list for the complex objects. So let's start working on list groups.
So here in this example, when I'm starting working with this list group, I have taken an unordered list in which I have put a class called list group. It will contain the multiple list items with the class list group item. So I started with the plain text thing itself. So let's see how this list is currently looking like. All right, so here you can see there are few elements which are being decorated like this with the help of this list group class. Now, if you want, you can also add the badges, as I have already covered badges, which is like a small span tag after a content. So here, that is what I have done. Like the new is the badge. All right, so there's 24/7, there is the new badge out there. Similarly, discount offer, again I will put a badge new. So as soon as I will add the badges, it will change a look to a bit. Like here you can see there are a couple of badges added with the new badge. All right, now inside this, if you want to show that any of the item of this list is selected, then you can add the active class. As here you can see, I have used the active class out here. So what it will do, when you will refresh this, it will be look like it is being selected. We have already worked with this active class several times in this tutorial. So very similarly, you can also start working here in order you want to show any selected element of the list. Now, rather than keeping the plain text, you can also give some customized list items out here. Now here, I'm trying to put some customized elements in the list. For that, what I have done is, I'll start with the list group itself as I have done. You can observe I am not using the unordered list and list item tags out here. Rather, I am using the divs so that I can put the customized element as well. So this one is the list group, inside which I will put some hyperlinks with the class called list group items, which I was doing for list items earlier. So now each group item here is containing the header, that is h4 heading tag, and the first one is selected. Now after that I am putting two more things, but you can see I am not using the class active. They are just list group items, but again I am having the h4 tag inside both. But these headings are followed by a small text as well. So basically, when I will see that in the browser, I will get something like this. So this one is the h4 with the active class. This one is the h4 without the active one, and followed by the paragraph. And similarly, I have done this for the second div as well. So this is what I have done for my couple of things. For customizing elements in the list group, I will use div rather than the unordered list, as I have said. And similarly, I am doing it for again for the second time, where I am keeping a content like business website package. So here you can see business website package followed by the similar things. So this is how you can start working with the list items in your bootstrap, either with the unordered or ordered list tags or with the divs.
In this video of Bootstrap, we'll start working with the labels. Basically, whenever you want to show some information out there in the web page, you can go for label. And here, Bootstrap will give you a label class for setting a label over your web page. Like we were getting the different classes for the different appearances in button, here also you will get the similar things. Like you will get the classes like for information, warning, default, and some others. So let's see what is all here for the label class in Bootstrap.
So when I say label, basically we don't have a label tag here in HTML, but using the class label of Bootstrap, we can make any span as a label. After that, you can see there is one more class called label default. That simply means, like as we have already done with the buttons, with the text, where we find the different contextual colors for the different purpose. Here I'm using label default. Now, the purpose of this particular example is, like, when you will see there is a h1 tag and after that we are putting a label. So basically when you use any paragraph tag or something, it takes a complete width of the page. But when you use span along with the label, it will just take the width of the character, and the size of this particular text will be similar to that of h1 or h2 or h3, doesn't matter which particular tag it is getting used. So when I'll execute, you will find that example heading, and right after that you will find there is a label, and as I said, it will just occupy the same amount of area where the text is located, and the size is according to the headings. So apart from the label default, you can use some other colors as well, as we have already done with the buttons, like label default, primary, success, info, warning, and danger. So we know, like, we will get some bluish color, some orange color, some danger color for red. So here are the different examples, different colors which are available. So here in this previous example, we only use default. So this is the default label color and rest are here. So accordingly, as per your requirement, you can choose your class and can start working on it.
See what is all here in the Bootstrap grid system. Bootstrap includes a responsive mobile first fluid grid system. As I said, like this all responsive web design is possible because of this grid system itself. Bootstrap grid system scales up to 12 columns, all right, as the device and viewport size increases. So it all depends on how you want these 12 columns to use. If you are using more than 12 columns, means if the total columns you have consumed is more than 12, then the remaining data will be fallen into the next line. We'll see that all in the practical implementation. These 12 columns can be used accordingly on the basis of different screen sizes. All right, as I said, like it all depends like how you want to consume your 12 columns. So let's see how these 12 columns can be managed, or how we can check like which is your large screen and small screen. So basically it is all depending on the number of pixels that you can check while working on any screen. I'll show you that on the practical implementation itself, since I'm working in a laptop of maybe a 14-inch screen. So I cannot show you the large devices because the pixel number will be way more. Yes, for the other things, if the number of pixels is less than 768, then it will be used maybe mobile device. All right, extra small devices means mobile device, maybe 5-inch, 5.5-inch mobile screen if you're working with. So it will be like that. Number of columns will be 12 for all screen sizes, as I said. All right, class prefix means when you will be splitting the